Alright, what's up everyone? Duquesne23 here, bringing you an analysis of the new gameplay from Bloodline, or in other words, if you don't know it by its new name, Coagulation. One of the things that we notice right off the bat is that the Hornet is back. The Halo 3 Hornet is in Halo 2 Anniversary, and that is awesome. They brought it back, so yay, we get a UNSC flying vehicle, which that's kind of what we all wanted. The Falcon is great. That was in Reach. You know, the Falcon's great and everything for having some mini games and stuff like that, but it is nice to be able to have the Hornet back so we can actually fly and shoot at the same time and don't have to have some person on the back gun and the pilot can't do anything. Now, as we move farther in this footage, we will notice that there is a bunker in the middle of the map, so that is pretty awesome. That's really nice for cover, especially now that the Hornet is in there, because if you think about it, anytime anyone goes across the center of the map on any of the iterations of, you know, blood gulch, coagulation, hemorrhage, whatever, pretty much if you go across the center, you will be getting picked off by either a vehicle or someone with a sniper rifle, or, you know, in like Reach with the DMR and stuff like that. So, and of course now with the BR and everything, you got to be very careful, you know, running across the middle of the map. So it's going to be nice to having some bunkers and stuff, a little bit for cover. It also looks like that there is a mongoose there, you know, parked in the inside of the bunker. I wonder if warthogs will also spawn there, which that can also be a gun goose. Most likely it is a gun goose since that's the new vehicle, and it makes sense for on this map having, instead of having a mongoose, have a gun goose, something that the person driving can actually maybe possibly get a kill, which of course it is moderately difficult because of the fact that you have to be pointed in the direction you're shooting. So of course someone could just move off to the side of you and kill you since you're extremely exposed on a mongoose. And the next thing we notice is that they now have man cannons on top of the bases and no longer will have the teleporters. Personally, I like this because teleporters is kind of a cheap way of getting halfway across the map in an instant without being shot at all. So this way, you know, in order to get halfway across the map, you're going to have to get launched off of the grav lift, and you got to take a chance of being launched in the air and, you know, a sniper picking you off or a vehicle or something like that. You can no longer just teleport. And also one thing, a lot of people would just park a vehicle on top of the teleporter and stuff, so if someone couldn't actually go through the teleporters and everything, so that was kind of a cheap way of keeping the enemy in their base. So this is nice to be able to have the man cannons, so it keeps people from doing that little cheap little trick, but also, you know, it makes it to where in order to get halfway across the map, you have to be very careful about it. Make sure you look down the map to make sure there's no snipers or any vehicles coming or something like that. Another thing that you'll notice is that there are two man cannons going to either side of the map. There is no longer just, you know, the one teleporter that goes to the one side on each base. Now you can go to either side of the map off of both the man cannons. So that is pretty interesting, which I really like that. Another way to get, you know, on the sides, kind of halfway across the map almost, within, you know, a very short amount of time. So that's pretty cool. And now I want to talk a little bit about the bridges that was shown previously in a bulletin. I think it was a bulletin, but you know, those bridges actually show that they are going over like a little ditch or a ravine on the map. So, you know, that's something that, you know, makes you wonder, why would they have a bridge going over a little ditch? Could it possibly be for, you know, some reason that ditch will fill up with water or something like that as the dynamic part of the element of the map? Because really, I guess it could also make for just a smooth driving deal, so you don't have to worry about bouncing up and down, going over the hills and stuff in a warthog or something. You can just drive smoothly over the top of it. But that would be really awesome if you can actually, like, somehow the dynamic element, I remember reading somewhere, I think it was Crazy Spartan, said that it would be really cool if a dynamic element was that it would actually rain on the map and the little ditches would fill up with water for a little bit, and of course then it would drain out. That would be really amazing if that was actually true. So we can only hope that that is true. And also, guys, another thing that I want to mention is, what in the heck are those red beams? And of course there's one on the blue side also. But what is the red beam that's behind the red base? Now there's that little beam of light or whatever, the small one that's on top of the base, which I'm guessing that's just to show that that's the red base. you know, from a distance, so you can easily tell which base you're looking at. But what is that red beam that's on the other side of the mountain? If you look in close to the mountain, it actually looks like it kind of goes down a little bit right there, that you can actually get behind that little part of the mountain that's right there behind that red base. Now, could that possibly mean that this would lead into something like a Forge World? Now, I don't think, if this does, guys, of course, I'm just kind of getting my hopes up for this because I really want a, you know, a new Forge World or something to be made. And possibly, you know, this could be it. Now, I'm not saying that the Forge World will be exactly the same. I think that's what people are getting confused about. That, you know, they're going to be remaking Forge World. No, I think that if they do make it, they would be making their own version of Forge World. So it won't be an exact remake. It'll just be a large map that you can forge on and stuff. So that would be really awesome. I really am hoping for that. I know some people are saying that, oh, well, you know, you get 3 skyboxes. Why do you need a Forge World? Well, the reason why is because of the terrain. It would be nice to be able to have terrain to be able to build on and stuff like that. Now, I know that they said that Halo 2 Anniversary will be adding some terrain structures and stuff like that. So that could be like possibly some grass hills or, you know, things of that nature. So that would be really awesome. That means we could build our own terrain and stuff. But the problem about that is if you're in a skybox and you have all those grass hills, you're able to build some terrain. You're using up the object count just to build terrain. And not to have the buildings and everything like that that you need. So if the object count is about 630 to 650, you may use 100 pieces just for terrain, and so that won't leave you with too much because you can't really hit that maximum 600 and something. Because that may cause your, you know, map to lag and you may get some issues there. So you can use up to like 400 pieces or 500 depending on how spread out they are and how compact and stuff. So we're gonna of course have to see. We will have that performance meter. But the deal is though, you may use 100 pieces or something like that just for the terrain. So that's kind of why you would want something like a Forge World, so you won't have to use those pieces in order to be able to build your terrain that you want for your map. So you can only maybe use like 10 or 15 pieces for terrain if you want to adjust a few things on the ground. But it would be pretty nice to be able to have a Forge World. I'm crossing my fingers for that. If they don't, oh well, because Coagulation is a massive map. It's a huge map. You can pretty much build tons of stuff in it. But of course, it's like, why is there that red beam on the other side? You know, it kind of makes you wonder, is it another Forge World? Because remember whenever Bungie revealed Forge World, they had a Scorpion tank on the other side, and it shot from across the cliffs of the other side, and you saw the shot fly up and, you know, fly across. So could that possibly, this is 343's way of saying, hey, look on the other side of the cliffs, there's that red beam of light. Could that possibly be a Forge World? Or it could just be another beam of light saying, hey, this is red base over here. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be a Forge World. I guess we're going to have to wait and see more information about it. I am crossing my fingers and praying, because any more, like, you shouldn't complain if it's possible to get more maps, you know, for forging, especially a bigger map, and especially look at the graphics on this. It's unbelievable. It would be awesome to be able to have a Forge World with these type of graphics and stuff. But yeah, so guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If I missed anything, I'm so sorry. Just go ahead and leave a comment down below if I missed anything, so you could give information to all the people that are looking at this video. Be sure to subscribe for daily Halo content, you know, following IGN with their, you know, daily reveals of Halo Master Chief Collection stuff, and I'll be recapping it and, you know, talking and analyzing some things. So guys, I guess I will see y'all tomorrow, and I guess that's it. Later, guys.